everyone, and welcome to another Radio Cultural show. We're here today with Kim Garwood and Anita Acai from the Learning Commons, and we welcome you to our show today.
Great, thanks very much for having us.
Thanks, Candace.
Okay, so we'll start with Kim. Tell us about yourself and the role that you play in the Learning Commons.
So I'm the acting manager of Writing Services, which is part of the Learning Commons in the library. And as part of Writing Services, we have a team of writing peers as well as Writing Central drop-in staff and other writing consultants.
Okay, well, you're acting manager right now, so must mean you were involved with the Writing Services for a while, and maybe you can tell us about that.
Great. Yeah, I was actually a writing peer while I was here as an undergraduate in the 1990s, way back when they came to school in horse and carriage, and so getting involved that way I really enjoyed that experience. So I tell anyone out there who is interested in becoming a peer helper, and particularly a writing peer helper, that it's a great experience. And then after that, I did my master's in English and did some work in public relations, but always stayed in touch with the goings on in Writing Services. So when I had a chance to come back in 2007, I was glad to do that, especially to have the role working with the writing peers, since I had such a great experience myself. I wanted to share that with others.
My name's Anita, and I'm a peer helper in Writing Services with Kim. I've been a peer helper since I was in first year, and this year I'm coordinating the Conversation Partners program.
Okay. And Anita, what program are you in here at the University of Guelph, and how did you get involved? Because you've been involved since your first year.
Yeah, that's right. I'm actually studying biochemistry. I'm in my third year now. The time has flown by, so it's pretty crazy that I've been here since first year. I've always been really involved in my campus and high school, I guess, before I came to the university. So I just wanted to find something that I thought would interest me throughout my undergraduate degree. And when I applied to the peer helper program, I initially wanted to be in a different unit, but when I met Kim, I thought that the Writing Services was one of the best units that there was in the peer helper program. So that's actually how I got involved, and I've really enjoyed my experience since. So
yeah, we gave her the hard sell during her interview.
It's been worth it.
Okay, that's quite interesting. You know, we have the peer helper program here at the university where we have undergraduate students assisting in different departments here at the university. And so, I mean, it's such a great experience that a student can bring their perspective to different programs for students. So basically for students by students. And it's great that you got yourself involved in this and that you're able to help our international students here at the University of Guelph, and even those who are domestic students who want to have that international or intercultural experience. Maybe we can find out a little bit more about the Conversation Partners program. Can you explain what it is and the benefits to University of Guelph students?
Sounds great. Yeah, the Conversation Partners program is for the international students at the University of Guelph, as well as any students who'd like to help them out as volunteers. We match the international students with English-speaking volunteers, and they would meet up about 2 hours a week and have casual conversation over any activity that they enjoy. So some of our students like going out for coffee or doing something fun outside. We also hold regular social events for the students to facilitate the conversation.
Okay. How long has it been in existence here at the University of Guelph?
It's been around since the late 1990s, and it's really grown since then. I think the past couple years we've had more participants than ever, so I think word is starting to get out.
Okay. And who are your participants, generally speaking?
We take both undergraduate and graduate international students, and this year we have quite a few graduate students who like taking part in the program. As for our volunteers, they can be also both undergraduate or graduate students from the University of Guelph.
Mm-hmm. And how are students paired up? How are partners paired up with the Conversation Partner program?
So when you apply to the program, you fill out a sheet outlining your interests and then talking about what you'd like in an ideal match. And I try my best to match the students, especially based on program of study and area of interest, so there are some commonalities.
Okay. How can our listeners today apply to be a volunteer or an English as a second language student with the Conversation Partners program?
So we're actually taking volunteers and students for our winter 2012 semesters. So they can go on to writingservices.uoguelph.ca and click on the little Conversation Partners icon. Or they can also just email convpart@uoguelph.ca, and then they'll reach me there.
So what kind of events or workshops can one get involved with being a part of the Conversation Partner program?
Well, we try to hold some educational workshops for the students to give more of an identity to the program. So we've had ones on cross-cultural communication, strategies for doing that, and also conflict management. And we do pair up with the LINK program on campus, so students are welcome to go to any LINK events, and LINK students are welcome to come to Conversation Partner events. Our other regular events besides the workshops are the conversation cafes. So we just provide a kind of a warm and welcoming atmosphere for the students to talk. We do have little questions that they can take and talk amongst themselves, and there are treats as well, so that's always an incentive for students to come out.
Okay.
Yeah, and I think it's been a nice evolution of the program the past few years, the events that Anita has been organizing for us. In the early time when we first started the program, we matched pairs, and then it was really up to them to meet 2 hours a week. And that worked out fine for the most part, but we heard back from students, both the volunteers and the participants, that they really wanted to feel like they were part of a larger program and to meet other students who were involved. And so the events have really helped bring people together. So it's still a nice, fairly low commitment volunteer commitment for people who want to get involved with 2 hours a week. But now we do have some of that larger group membership kind of feeling, which I really like to see.
Okay. So that's a pretty interesting point. Is the commitment for volunteer 2 hours a week, a volunteer and the student?
Yeah, so that's right. We ask them to meet about 2 hours a week. It's at their discretion, so whenever they have exams or something that may come up, they can always talk to their partner and reschedule or come up with a different time that works for both of them. So I think the students really appreciate the flexibility of the program.
Okay. And I know a little bit about the program, and someone once told me they participated in a speed cafe. So maybe you can tell us about that.
Yeah, so we had kind of a speed talking cafe that was modeled after speed dating. And basically we just had the students stand in a circle and then meet a new pair each time as they went on. So the English-speaking students would stand in the middle, and then the ESL students would stand around the outside, and we'd facilitate the questions that they would be answering.
So is this strictly for improving English skills or English speaking skills, or do they also pick up the Canadian accent as well? I know there's some organizations who help students work on their Canadian accent.
Yeah, it's a great point, actually. So a lot of the students would like practice with their conversational English, but some of them just kind of want to get more immersed in the Canadian culture, so the way we speak here and some of the sayings we have, the common expressions we use here that they may not be familiar with. So.
Okay, that's pretty good.
Bland stiveste tårne og brunden, hvor Jesus den dejligste borde. Bland syndige mennesker gråde. Tårne og brunnen, hvor Jesus den dejligste både, blandt syndige mennesker gråde. waar werden voorbeelden op brüder, wie alle in Sünden porteuren. Let werden bij elting betijen, let tonen een rive au neeën, let hjertet kondonen ook bresten, mijn roze jij eltrig wil mesten, wil mesten.
Okay, Kim, so you mentioned you're part of Writing Services, which is part of the Learning Commons. Can you tell us more about Learning Commons and what services they offer to students here at the university?
Sure, absolutely. So the Learning Commons is located in the library, and the people who work in the Learning Commons are throughout the library, but probably the easiest way to describe it is the services that you'd find on the first floor of the library. And so along with writing services, there's learning services, which offers consultations the same way writing does, but those are more focused on learning strategies, time management, preparing for exams, learning from textbooks, and they also offer workshops as well. And then there are also the supported learning groups, which many students have heard of through their first and second year courses primarily, but they are branching out. And those are designed to assist students in courses that have been historically difficult for students, so things like chemistry and calculus and many other courses. So a student who's done well in that course will take the course again and lead weekly study sessions that students can attend. And it's a great way to meet other students in their classes and also to really gain a stronger sense of the content. And then also on the first floor is the IT help. So if you have a laptop or you're having computer problems, you can stop by and ask them. They're I've used that service myself. Found it very helpful. And also the first desk that you notice when you come in the library, the research help desk. And I always encourage students to stop and ask if they're having any trouble finding resources or using databases. The librarians and librarian associates are really helpful and always ready to assist. There's also, students may have heard of the Library Access Center. So students who have been identified by the Center for Students with Disabilities. There's a quiet area for studying as well as some access to technologies there that they can take advantage of. And for students who are working with statistics or with geospatial data, they'll want to know about the Data Resource Center, which is tucked in behind the Research Help Desk, and they have some great staff and resources there. So there's lots to discover on the first floor, although I always like to highlight writing services, especially this time of year with essays. The drop-in is quite busy, so we encourage students to check that out as well.
Okay. And you mentioned that these services were available to students. What about some of our off-campus listeners today? Are they can they benefit from some of the programs or the events or workshops that take place with the Learning Commons?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a lot of resources on our website. If you go to the library website, you can see on the homepage a variety of links. So you can access handouts and information and modules there. We also have all the online booking for appointments. So if students know they want to come in for an appointment, they can book that ahead of time through our website. And we really encourage students to make the library their home away from home. So if they're coming in from off campus and they have some hours between their classes or activities, come on in, get a cup of coffee at the lovely Williams coffee area, and see what there is we have to offer.
Okay, and then maybe for people who aren't students, can they access some of these workshops, programs as well?
Most of our services are geared towards students, current students at the university, but we can connect people with resources. If they have questions, they can get in touch with us, and we can direct them to what we know about in the community.
Okay, so whether Kim or Anita can answer this question, are there any, besides the Conversation Partner programs, is there another specific program for international students available from the Learning Commons?
I'm not sure about the Learning Commons. Maybe Kim can also speak on that. But I know that the LINK program is for the undergraduate students at the University of Guelph. So any international students who are undergraduate students can partake in that. They also take volunteers who would be willing to work with them. And it's a similar premise as Conversation Partners. So the students are matched based on interest, and then they meet casually throughout the week. LINK is more for integration into Canadian culture and kind of making a friend, having a smiling face to say hi to as you're walking around campus, especially before the students arrive to Canada. It's helpful to have somebody to email with and talk to. So I'm actually a LINK partner myself, and I found it a great experience. So my partner and I have met quite a few times, and we both enjoyed it. So.
Okay.
Great. And the Conversation Partners program is probably the one international focused program that we have in the Learning Commons right now. But we really encourage students who are visiting or are international students that would like more assistance to make appointments for individual consultations and come out to as many of the workshops as they can to get a sense of the different resources that are available to them, and also to get a feel for how the academic community works in Canada.
Okay. Maybe at this time we can dispel some of the myths and misconceptions that people may have about the Learning Commons or writing services, let's say. As a former grad student, I've heard, I can take my thesis to be read by writing services, or maybe undergraduate students who say, I can just have the base for my essay and a peer helper will help me write my essay. Mm-hmm. Is this true?
Those are some great questions. Well, actually, we do help students at all stages of the writing process. So even if they just have their assignment outline and they want to bounce some ideas off somebody, or they maybe have an outline for their paper, we can certainly help with that. With that being said, though, we don't edit papers. We try to make the students better writers by consulting with them about their papers, so really trying to actively engage them in the process themselves. That way when they leave the session they have something to take away with them, more than just a paper that's marked up. And that's similar for writing the paper. We won't write it for them, but they can certainly bounce ideas off of us and consult with us. A lot of us have taken the courses that they're writing for, so we can definitely give some helpful suggestions.
Okay.
Great. Yeah, and I think another possible misconception is that the Learning Commons is only for students who are struggling. And in fact, we see students from a range of skill levels, and we really encourage strong students as well as students who are struggling to come, because getting those resources can really help you take your studies to the next level and really help you get the most out of your experience. You invest a lot of time and money while you're here, and so we really want to make sure that students get the most out of it.
Yeah, that's quite a good one because, some students may not want to take advantage of the service because they look like they're struggling in classes, or if they have to attend the supported learning groups or SLGs, it seems that they're just not understanding what's happening in classes and they don't want to look like they're not achievers. But I think if you attend some of these programs and workshops, then I believe that you're a super achiever because you're taking advantage of what's available out there, and that these peer helpers and the professional staff are genuinely interested in helping you succeed academically here at the University of Guelph. And so with that said, students are probably now going to be very interested in contacting the Learning Commons. And how can they get in touch with you, Kim, or with you, Anita, or for the programs that you run here at the University of Guelph?
Great. So if they're interested in the Learning Commons generally, they can visit www.learningcommons.uoguelph.ca or go through the library website, and there's a Learning Commons link there. And if they're interested in the Conversation Partners program specifically, and as Anita mentioned, there's a link from our homepage on the Writing Services website, so that's writingservices.uoguelph.ca, or they can email Anita at convpart, so that's CONVPART@uoguelph.ca, or they can email writing@uoguelph.ca. So lots of options. Okay. Or they can stop by.
Yes, we're very friendly.
And again, they're located on the first floor of the library, so they're not very difficult to find. Okay, and now we've come to the end of our interview. Thank you so much for coming today, Kim and Anita, and for giving us information about the Learning Commons, Writing Services, and the Conversation Partner Program.
Thanks for having us, Candace. It was great to be on the radio. This is my first time, so it was a good experience.
Yeah, thank you very much.
Okay.
Und finster und cold.
And thank you, listeners, for tuning in to another Radio Cultural, and we hope that you tune in again next week at the same time. Have a good day.
Und die Finstern wegnehmen. Bachlein und Brinnlein sind stark, los und zugefroren und schneeweiß verwandt. Aber der Freudenbrunn riecht, wann's wird kämmern des Kind. und Zweifel sucht gehen. Rom schwarz durch ermordet wird. Aber das Kind jagt sie aus, bringt der Glänzen ins Haus.